Hey everybody, it's me, MULHOLLAND. Sorry if the video kind of lags and doesn't match my lips. I got a really shitty phone camera. I just wanted to talk a bit about something that's kind of been bugging me lately. So I played the show for I played the Calling All Ratfinks show Saturday for mine and Andrew's bike builds and stuff like that, and at Jules. So I play the show, whatever. It's not that great of a show. Friggin', I fuck up a bunch, and there's not a lot of people, but that don't really matter to me, whatever. What bothered the hell out of me was that I was the only one who played that show, and like I said, I don't know, maybe this is a factor, maybe it isn't, I'm not for sure, but fucking, I go to check my messages on like Monday and just to delete some messages for the hell of it. Okay, whatever. People do that all the time. I go and I see that I have this one that just says Facebook user. It's either when somebody deletes their Facebook or blocks you. I see what it is, and all I can see is that the outlining message says "You're welcome," and I check it, and it's just Jules. Turns out they blocked me from their Facebook, so technically I'm not allowed to book shows there ever again. And they didn't give me a reason. And the biggest thing that bothers me about this is I have been promoting shows at Jules Bar for 2 years now. I've promoted a lot of the Chupacabra shows. I promoted a lot of the Dirty Reggae Punk shows when those bands come around. I've opened for Dirty Reggae Punks twice. Once when I was doing Fatty Tall Tree, and then the other time was the last show I did as MULHOLLAND. I also booked the show with High Five Sinners and Charlie Kreider, and that was also the one I opened up for. On top of that, I just I promoted the Indocile shows. I promoted like a lot of other shows and shit too. It just kind of feels like I've been betrayed because I put so much time and effort, and I love that place to death, and it just feels like I've been betrayed because it's like I've helped bring audiences from across Cedar Rapids and even across from Marion, so on and so forth, to come see these shows at this little fucking bar on Center Point Road that no one ever knows and nobody ever fucking sees because it's such because it's such just like not hidden. It's in plain sight, but it's one of those fucking bars where it's like if everybody passes it because it just like sits there on a corner, nobody thinks it's a bar. But yeah, I've helped to bring I've helped bring an audience to that bar, and I've also helped promote the shows. I've also been a patron there. I bought food, and I've also gone. I go to a lot of shows there, and it just feels like I've been betrayed by the people who I've helped. I've helped to make a name for. I mean, I'm not trying to claim that I've helped the Jules make a name, but I'm just saying I've helped a lot of the bands kind of get out when they had no when they had no other way of getting their show advertised other than on Facebook, which never really helps for the most part. But a lot of it has to deal with flyering and stuff too, and that's a dead art. That's becoming a dead art. It's becoming a dead art, especially the whole fact that nobody gives a shit about making the artwork and stuff anymore. It's like me as a punk rocker, that whole aspect is still a big part of who I am, being that I am a graphic designer and stuff like that, and I do all that shit. I do all those flyers. I've done every single flyer for every show I've ever done. I've done every single album cover I've ever made. I've also made flyers, for other people, and then they also on top of that they just sent me flyers that they made. Chupacabra just broke up, which sucks ass. I've been meaning to tell Nate that it's been a pleasure helping him promote and so on and so forth, but it just fucking sucks, and I'm just saying right now that you guys probably won't be seeing me play for a while until somebody I know helps me out here, and I kind of don't. I'm probably never going to be going back to Jules again unless unless my good friends are playing. So yeah, I'm just so if anybody from Jules Bar is watching, I'm not mad. I'm just super fucking disappointed in you guys because you could have done so much more to like explain why you didn't feel like I should be promoting shows there, or booking shows there. Like I said, was it because of my content? Was it because of my lyrics? Was it because of the fact that I was playing by myself? Was it because I was fucking up a bunch? Fucking give me something. You're not giving me anything to work with, and that's really a really huge bummer, and it's really huge, disappointment to somebody like me who pretty much was reborn at this venue. Just some fucking 21-year-old kid who walked in. A straight edge kid who just walks in. Not knowing anybody and like just being accepted, and it's like I love that atmosphere, but it's like Julie and all the people that run the place, they're becoming kind of shysters. It's like, okay, well, the one way I look at it is that maybe they're just becoming complacent and they just want the only type of music they really want there is the friggin' the metal, the friggin' metal, the metal bands that like just only talk about Satan and like killing and all that shit. There's these pretentious metal bands that are trying to make it big and they're never gonna make it big. And it's like, I'm sorry, but it's like some of them try to think that they're gonna make it big, but the only bands the bands that I knew that they were kind of just in it for playing was like Sinister Mind and Chupacabra and all those. Those bands are my friends. I've hung around with them, I've talked with them, I've laughed with them, I sweated in the pit and stuff like that to their music. It's just that like, there's just a lot of these other bands. It's just kind of like they're playing this fucking venue because it's like, oh, we're gonna get our music out any way we can, and that's a really good aspect. But the fact of the matter is, they think that they're so much fucking huger than they are. Like when Desecrate came from all the way from Los Angeles, it's like they shouldn't have been playing a fucking bar like that. It's like their music is, they got a music video and shit like that. I understand they're trying to get out and do their thing and try to promote their band and stuff like that. But it's like, man, they could have done such a better job and like got a bigger audience at Tailgaters up the road at Center Point Road with Otis. Otis, if you've seen this man, word up, you're fucking awesome, man. Go Penguins. His whole thing is like, he's got a big venue, it's a big bar or whatever. And it's like, a lot of the people in there are pretentious, sometimes, but at the same time, it's like the music and the people in the bands, they're not, and that's really cool. And like, some of them can be pretentious, I don't know. This is just like, it's just like between Jules and Otis's, it's like it varies, and the pretentiousness is going to be everywhere. You just got to weed out the fucking idiots, you got to weed out the fucking, the hipsters and the fucking assholes like that, are so pretentious and dead set on, becoming big and stuff like that, it's just like, I don't know, I'm drifting off. All I can say is that I'm still working on, the new album. I'm also working on the A Walk in My Shoes EP and stuff like that, but don't really expect too much out of me within the next year. Because I got my own shit to work on. I'm starting this up something with my girlfriend Emily, so that should be pretty cool. I'm just saying, I just wanted to voice my opinion about things to all the people who've came out that Saturday and supported me. Cheers, and to everybody else who supported me over the past year and stuff like that. Seriously, you're fucking awesome. And to the people who are doubting me and still don't want to book me because I'm an acoustic artist, let me give you a little piece of advice. Nobody's gonna become anything if you don't give them a chance. And I'm like, if you probably are, like, we're in the same situation at one point, so don't give me that shit about, well, that type of music you're playing is not exactly something people want to listen to. Well, like, how do you fucking know, man? It's like, you don't know until you give somebody a chance. So instead of presuming and making these fucking assumptions, give me and other solo artists a chance. Or, you can just straight up go fuck yourself. I don't care. Alright, have a good night. Love you guys.